go get some gold!
Then hike another mile up to the claim site. Then you have to climb down another 300 or 400 feet.
Oh, hell, that's where I wanted to go in the first place.
They chased fortune in the harshest conditions, risking everything for a chance at gold. But for some of the most beloved faces of Gold Rush, the adventure ended not with riches, but with heartbreak. Over the years, tragedy has struck the cast time and time again, leaving fans mourning lives cut far too short. Today, we're remembering 10 Gold Rush members whose stories didn't end on screen, but in ways that shocked everyone. When Gold Rush first aired on Discovery in 2010, viewers were hooked. It wasn't just about digging in the dirt, it was about ordinary men chasing extraordinary dreams. From veterans of the Klondike to newcomers learning the trade, the show introduced us to unforgettable personalities who braved danger, exhaustion, and heartbreak in the pursuit of treasure. But as the years went on, not everyone made it out alive. Behind the roaring machinery and triumphant gold counts were real people facing real risks. Illness, accidents, and unexpected tragedies claimed the lives of several cast members, reminding fans that the price of adventure can sometimes be devastating. In this video, we'll look back at 10 beloved Gold Rush stars who tragically passed away, exploring their lives, their contributions to the show, and the legacies they left behind. James Harness. One of the earliest and most heartbreaking losses from the Gold Rush family was James Harness. Known as the mechanically gifted but deeply troubled miner from the show's early seasons, James quickly became a fan favorite. He had a knack for fixing anything, often keeping the Hoffman crew's dream alive with his skills under the hood. But James's life wasn't easy. He carried the physical and emotional scars of a devastating car accident that had left him with chronic pain. Fans often noticed how hard it was for him to keep up with the grueling demands of mining, and behind the scenes, his struggles with health and pain management grew worse. Sadly, in 2014, James passed away at just 57 years old. Reports suggested his ongoing health issues and personal struggles had taken a heavy toll. His death shocked fans who remembered him not only for his skills, but also for his quiet determination to push through hardship. James's story is a reminder of the harsh realities behind the dream of striking it rich. For all the excitement on screen, real life doesn't always offer a happy ending, and heartbreak struck again when another beloved figure, John Schnabel, passed away. But his story carried a very different kind of legacy. John Schnabel. If there was one figure who embodied the heart of Gold Rush, it was John Schnabel. The beloved patriarch and owner of the Big Nugget Mine wasn't just a miner. He was a mentor, a father figure, and a source of wisdom for everyone who knew him. John had lived an extraordinary life. A World War II veteran, a businessman, and a man who took up mining later in life, he represented the spirit of resilience that drew so many viewers to the show. When he appeared alongside his grandson, Parker Schnabel, fans were captivated by the bond between them. John wasn't just teaching Parker how to mine, he was teaching him how to live. In 2016, John Schnabel passed away peacefully at the age of 96. His death was a huge blow to the Gold Rush family, but his legacy of love, hard work, and determination continues to live on through Parker, who often credits his grandfather as the reason for his own success. While John's passing was a natural part of life, it reminded fans that Gold Rush wasn't just about gold, it was about people and the values they passed down through generations. But not all stories ended as peacefully as John's. The next tragedy came with a young life cut far too short: the loss of miner Jesse Goins. Jesse Goins. Among the most shocking tragedies to hit the Gold Rush family was the sudden death of Jesse Goins. Known for his kind smile and hard-working nature, Jesse appeared on Gold Rush, Dave Turin's Lost Mine. He was often seen on the Gold Room crew, carefully cleaning and weighing the precious metal that the miners had worked so hard to extract. Unlike some of the bigger personalities on the show, Jesse wasn't there for the drama. He was there for the work. Fans admired him for his dedication, his humility, and the joy he brought to the crew. He represented the kind of unsung hero who made mining possible. Tragically, in August 2020, Jesse collapsed on set during filming. Despite efforts to revive him, he passed away at just 60 years old. His sudden death shocked both his fellow miners and viewers at home. Social media was flooded with tributes, with fans remembering Jesse not for dramatic storylines, but for the warmth he brought to every episode. His passing left a void in the Gold Rush family. Dave Turin himself called Jesse a fine man and a good friend, a sentiment echoed by everyone who knew him. And while Jesse's story was one of a humble worker gone too soon, another Gold Rush tragedy struck a man whose life had been full of both brilliance and struggle. James Harness wasn't the only one whose personal demons took a toll. Paul Richardson's story would soon remind fans of the hidden battles miners face. Paul Richardson. Paul Richardson may not have been one of the loudest personalities on Gold Rush, but his work spoke volumes. Known for his craftsmanship and contributions behind the scenes, Paul's expertise in fabrication and mechanical solutions helped crews overcome challenges that could have otherwise shut down their operations. Fans who followed the spin-offs will remember him as part of the extended Gold Rush family, someone who could turn raw materials into workable tools and make the impossible possible. Among his peers, Paul was respected as the kind of man you wanted by your side when machinery failed or when the job demanded quick thinking. Tragically, Paul's life ended in 2017. His death hit hard because it came quietly, without warning, leaving fans stunned and his colleagues mourning. While not as prominently featured as others, Paul's legacy was cemented in the countless moments where his skill and ingenuity kept the dream alive. His passing reminded viewers that Gold Rush was never just about those in front of the cameras. For every Parker Schnabel or Tony Beets, there were craftsmen like Paul, whose unseen contributions made the pursuit of gold possible. And just as fans were still grappling with his loss, tragedy would strike again, this time shaking one of the show's biggest names, Greg Remsburg, whose departure and later passing carried its own heartbreak. Greg Remsburg. Greg Remsburg was one of the original Hoffman crew members, and fans respected him for his work ethic and loyalty. He was the kind of miner who didn't seek attention but kept things moving when others struggled. After leaving the show, Greg tried to step away from the limelight. Sadly, his health began to decline, and in 2020, fans were devastated to learn of his passing. For many, it was heartbreaking to see such a reliable and hardworking figure gone far too soon. Greg's story remains a reminder of how demanding and dangerous the mining lifestyle can be, a toll that isn't always visible on screen. Eric Richardson. Tragedy also struck with the loss of Eric Richardson, who, like Paul, was known for his behind-the-scenes contributions. He was remembered as a warm personality with an impressive talent for machinery and problem-solving. His sudden passing left colleagues reeling, and though Eric wasn't a front-and-center cast member, the mining world felt his absence deeply. Fans who had followed him through the extended Gold Rush family paid tribute, showing that even those who didn't dominate screen time were beloved. Eric's death underscored just how fragile life can be in such a grueling industry. Jesse McCready. Jesse McCready appeared in the Gold Rush universe as a young and enthusiastic miner. He represented the next generation of dreamers chasing fortune in the dirt. His energy and optimism stood out, even when the work was grueling. Tragically, Jesse passed away unexpectedly, leaving fans and colleagues stunned. His death was especially difficult because of his youth, a reminder that not all losses are tied to age or illness. For many viewers, Jesse's passing symbolized the fragility of life and how quickly dreams can be taken away. The passing of a crewman in Alaska. Over the years, several crew members connected to the Alaskan mining operations also lost their lives. One of the most impactful was a local worker who had become close to the crews filming in the harsh northern conditions. Though not a household name for fans, his contributions on the ground were invaluable. His sudden death was a sobering reminder of the risks miners face daily, not just from machinery, but from the unforgiving environment. His passing brought the Gold Rush community closer together, with cast and crew paying tribute to his hard work and friendship. Dakota Fred Hurt's crew losses. Fred Hurt, better known as Dakota Fred, became a fan favorite for his tough, no-nonsense approach to mining. But his crew also faced their share of heartbreak. Over the years, several of the men who worked alongside him dealt with health struggles, and one tragically passed away during the off-season. Though not always front and center on the show, these crew members were critical to Dakota Fred's success. Their passing reminded fans that the mining dream often comes with real risks, real sacrifices, and very human costs. Even Fred himself, in his later years, would face his own devastating health battle, one that would leave fans mourning yet another legend. Dakota Fred Hurt, the tough miner who fought to the end. In 2023, fans were devastated to learn that Dakota Fred Hurt had passed away after a battle with cancer. Known for his fierce work ethic and sharp tongue, Fred was one of the most iconic personalities in the history of Gold Rush. He embodied the spirit of the show, determination, grit, and an unwavering belief in chasing the dream, no matter the odds. Even in his final years, Fred continued to inspire fans with his resilience and refusal to give up. His death marked the end of an era, and tributes poured in from fans and fellow miners alike. For many, Fred wasn't just a TV star, he was the heart of what Gold Rush represented. Over more than a decade, Gold Rush has shown us the thrill of discovery, the crushing weight of failure, and the extraordinary personalities who risked everything to chase fortune. But behind the roaring engines and the glittering ounces of gold are stories of loss that remind us how fragile life truly is. From James Harness's struggles with pain, to the wisdom and legacy of John Schnabel, the sudden passing of Jesse Goins, and the resilience of those like Paul and Eric Richardson, each loss has left a mark on the Gold Rush family. And the heartbreaking death of Dakota Fred Hurt, one of the show's most iconic miners, proved that even the toughest among them are not invincible. For fans, these tragedies are painful, but they also serve as a reminder of why the show resonated so deeply. It was never just about the gold. It was about the people, the fathers, sons, grandfathers, friends, and dreamers who turned their lives into stories of grit and determination. Though gone, their legacies live on in the memories of fans and in the gold they dug from the earth. Each life lost is a reminder that the greatest treasures aren't always found in the ground, but in the bonds we share and the stories we leave behind. So, what do you think? Which Gold Rush member's story touched you the most? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more untold stories of the people behind the shows you love. Because sometimes the true cost of chasing gold isn't measured in dollars or ounces, but in lives forever changed.